If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement, Male Advantage ebook, or my personal workout and diet plan, all links are in the bio. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about cope culture. Whatever the fuck this is now. I feel like every single year in the men's industry something else pops up which tries to ruin what we're trying to create. Like there's always something negative that everybody's trying to come up with. There's like a group of men that always say, okay, let's make this shit toxic and make sure that the mainstream media think we're a bunch of weirdos. You know, like incels, now like cope culture, the whole, like, there's always something fucking else that's trying to ruin this industry that I'm trying to make legit. And I said to you guys recently that I'm just going to disappear one day, and this is one of the reasons why, because as much as there's millions of men that I'll help with this business over the years, but there's probably like 100 million more, you know, per every million that I can help that just prefer the negativity. They prefer the shit. Like birds of a feather flock together. Do you know what I mean? Where like misery enjoys company, I think is the saying. And a lot of these guys just want to like congregate together on negative Reddit forums and just talk shit about everybody else and how life can't get better. And you know, any level of positivity is frowned upon. Like positivity's never been positive, which is weird. Okay, like everybody looks at it and just thinks, you know, if you're being positive, we hate you. If you're like, you start doing well in life, right? And there's the old saying, everybody loves a winner. As soon as you start doing well in life, you realize a lot of people start distancing themselves from you. Like if you get in better shape, if you make more money, a lot of people you used to hang around with, they'll just shy away. They won't have a reason why. They'll probably make one up. I've had this in the past. But they'll just distance themselves. You'll just talk to them less. And then people say, do you talk to so-and-so these days? And you're just like, no. Why not? And you go, I don't know. Like I'm 29. This has happened to me over the years. There's people I was like best friends with that I just don't speak to anymore. And that's where it comes from. Like some people don't like seeing you shine. Some people love it. You get some friends that are like, that's amazing, mate. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. There's other people that just like, they don't hate you for it. It just makes them feel bad. Like I've often said to you guys that, or I think I said in a previous video, I haven't said it often, but there's like a theory, I've told a lot of people this, of mine, where like, if somebody lives over, like you guys could watch this video, you don't know me. You know me on the videos, but you don't know me. Like you don't know my real life and whatnot. You don't live with me. You could easily be like, Chris got handed money. Yeah, but it's different. Chris lives in different area to me. But it's easy for him because he's this and that. Like, you can come up with something, right? But when somebody's your friend or they live in your area or they're close to you or whatever, they don't have those excuses because they know you. They know you didn't grow up rich. They know you grew up in the same area as them. They know that you went to the same school. You got worse grades than them. So it's like, how the fuck is this idiot doing better than me? And it hurts. It hits hard. And instead of embracing that and being honest with it, they back off. And they take a back step and they go, I don't want to be around this person anymore. This is what I see from this whole cope culture. It feels very black pill again. I don't want to shit on the black pill community too much because some people have told me there's some good points about it. I just can't see the logic in the black pill community, guys. I just think there's a lot of negative guys all ganging together in order to have, like I said, misery loves company. Just have somebody just next to you saying the same shit to make it feel like it's legit. You know, when you have an opinion and you're like, does anybody else think that? And you feel better when they do. That's what it looks like to me. Like I've seen Hamza's actually done a few podcasts with these guys. Shout out to Hamza as well. Like your body transformation, you're killing it at the moment. That extra bulk, you look fantastic, man. But he was saying that, like, we text each other the other day, and I was like, what's up with these, like, black pill guys in terms of negativity when you do, like, podcasts and stuff? And he was like, I don't know. They just almost lead with the negative every single time. He was like, they just kind of, like, jump straight to the negative. He doesn't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, we've obviously got such a positive mindset between the two of us. I'll touch on some things later on me and Hamza as well in terms of like how much improvement we've done as a comparison. I'll touch on that in a minute, but I just want to talk about coping culture again. It's really starting to fuck me off Like, if somebody comments on my channel, Chris, you're an idiot, I don't agree with anything, I don't care. Chris, I think you're an ugly, big-eared 1 out of 10. Yeah, like, guys, I'm 29. Do you know what I mean? Sticks and stones might hurt my, like, all that shit's gone. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? Until you come over and punch me in the face, it's not personal, and I don't recommend that either, because, you know, if you quit everything with this cope culture, that probably isn't going to go well too, because you probably don't have the grit to get through that shit. But seeing the negativity within men, this irritates me. This is why occasionally I need a break. This is why occasionally I step away and I'm like, one day I'm just going to disappear, because I can't deal with the negativity all the time of other people. When it's projected onto me, I don't give a fuck. I'm a grown man. But when I see like how shit the modern man is becoming, it depresses me. I care about this industry. You know, maybe I care too much, but that's me. That's why I run this channel, okay? But I see it all the time on this channel where you read a comment like, that one annoyed me the other day. Some guy was talking about a video that I made about bald guys, okay? And I said, why going bald ruins your life? Within the video, I said, look, if you're who you are and you lose your hair, your life is going to get worse. But if you then go and improve massively in multiple areas of life, being bald, you realize, oh, it's a small thing. It didn't actually impact me. What really needed improvement was myself. But once you're who you are, and then you lose your hair, you're going to be worse, right? Like if I'm who I am right now and somebody chops my arm off, I'm now a worse version of who I was yesterday. Because I have one arm. Like, of course I'm going to be, right? It's just not as good as it was. I explained all this in the video and said, but you need to go and improve, whatnot. And he said, kind of, I don't like this video. You said in the title, why bald ruined your life. And then you went on to say nice things. I'm sorry, is that a bad thing? And this is what we're dealing with, guys. We're dealing with people with this mentality now where they want negativity. And as my channel gets bigger, and obviously, of course, thank you very much and congratulations for 50,000 followers, because I feel like it's not just for me, it's for you guys too. And what we will reveal in the future is going to change so many lives. I want to do grants, I want to do charity work. Obviously, a streaming platform will have content like how to become a Michelin star chef. If you want to become a chef, there we go, watch that. It's almost like a bridge between who you are and who you want to become. I think that's going to be great on the channel. But as it grows to like 50,000 subscribers and beyond, as I said, I'm starting to see more and more negativity. I'm starting to see a larger picture because my content is reaching a larger group of people, okay? It's not just people who are searching for me anymore, who have said, I want to change my life, I'm positive. We're now finding people who probably aren't ready for this type of content. And you've got guys out there now who, you know, they want everything to be bad. Like I said, they want to group themselves with other guys who aren't doing too well in life. And that's one thing that I've found on my channel as well. As I've got better, you know, at the start when I was like making all these videos, yeah, I agree with you, bro, you're the best, you're the best. Over time, some of those same people have distanced themselves. They're like, oh, you know, Chris is improving too much, I don't like it. It's like, oh, he's becoming a Chad, I fucking hate that. You get that a lot, right? And I just see this in the modern man, just so much negativity, just that's their instant reaction to go to the bad thing. Okay, what's the worst case scenario that I can come up with? I'm short, my life's over. Like I've got I don't see him anymore, but I've like heard, obviously you hear stuff about people. I've got a friend who I grew up with who's got a bald patch on the back of his head now. It means fuck all, right? I've done it, I've been bald for like 5-6 years. It never bothered me, okay? He has a bald patch on the back of his head and he's saying stuff like, my life's over, I'm going to be single forever. Like, what? See how many bald guys are out there killing it in life? And this is where cope culture comes in. Okay, so I would say to this guy, go and get in the gym, compensate in other areas, like go and improve as a holistic individual. It might be the catalyst for you to becoming better. The cope culture that's out there right now is, yeah, but that's cope. Oh, you're coping. That's bold cope. I get all these comments in the comment section all the time. This is bold cope. What do you mean by that, guys? Because as far as cope is concerned, anytime I've heard that is when somebody's like lost a loved one or been through a breakup or whatnot, and somebody says, how are you coping? Are you okay? Are you dealing well? What are you doing to help you with it? A coping mechanism is almost like, It's almost like a change in routine, I would say. It's almost like adding something into your life to deal with something negative and make that better. That's what you're doing. You're trying to make it better. You're not trying to make it worse. You're not trying to sit and languish in negativity. You're trying to make something better. You lose a loved one. How are you coping? Oh, not too bad. I've been going for a lot of walks. I've been meeting up with friends. Right? These are all positive fucking things. I don't understand where this culture's come from. You might want to change your word because I think it's fucked. But saying to somebody, you've gone bald, go and hit the gym and improve, and then somebody saying, oh, you're just coping with being bald. Yeah, but I don't see the negative side of that there. I don't see why that's a bad thing. From where I sit, it's called self-improvement. It's called making yourself better. I think it's something you should do if you've got hair. I think it's something you should do if you're bald. I think it's something you should do if you've got a hair transplant. You should always hit the gym, right? I don't understand what point they're making by saying this is cope. Coping with what? I don't sit there, like I have hair now because of SMP, or I don't know if you could see it properly, but even when I was bald, obviously I've got 2 treatments left. On Saturday I had to get cancelled. There was a mudslide on the track. I couldn't even get there. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to be late anyway. Let's do it next week. But even when I was bald, I didn't sit there every day and cry. Do you know what I mean? I didn't sit there and go, oh no, my life's over. I'm going to hit the gym and that's going to cope for it. No, I was just like, well, I guess I'll just shave it off. I guess I'll just live with it. Do I look alright? Yeah, whatever. Let me continue trying to make money. Let me continue improving who I am. Let me become a top level man and push forward with my life. I don't see the problem there. But this is coping. Well, what's the alternative, you stupid cunts? Like, what is the fucking alternative? You tell me. If you're all this, if you've got all the answers and you're smart, I suspect you're all like 16 years old and toxic as fuck living in your mum's basement. But what's the alternative? Just sit there and mull over like how bad life is? And this is what I found a lot of these guys like. They love shit to be bad. Like, we've all been in a scenario, right, guys? We've just lost our fucking heads, right? Something goes wrong and we go, oh, fuck it. And we just like make other things go wrong. Like, something isn't working, you're like, oh, fuck it, and you break it more. And you go, that's it now, it's done. It's broke forever, that's it. And people go, why did you do that? Sometimes it feels quite nice. We've all been in that moment where you're just like, oh, fuck it, if it's going to be bad, might as well be really bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just go tits up. I think these guys live with that mentality. Where like, oh, I'm short, fuck everything. You're like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm bald, everything must be bad. They quite like that negative feeling. I remember my gran used to wear a coat in summer and she used to be like, so hot. I was like, take the coat off. But she never took the coat off. She was like, it's just so hot. I never understood what that was about, right? And I get the same feeling from a lot of these guys that are in this kind of black pill mindset, this negative coping mindset. Things are bad, go and improve them. Go and make them better. Oh no, everything has to be bad. There's no point doing anything because this one thing went wrong. Like, what the fuck is that? For me personally, I think it's laziness. I think it's a massive... And that's why they love the company of everybody else saying the same thing. Because I think if you don't want to do something, you'll find any excuse. If you don't want to go to the gym, you'll be like, yeah, but it says it's going to rain in an hour. So just get wet. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I feel like I've got a cold coming on. I'll go next week. I'll start next week. You can't start the gym on a Wednesday. They're these types of people. And they hate seeing other people succeed. So, like, if I'm going out there and I'm doing something positive, it would be like, cope. Well, guys, you're not going to stop me. Number one, you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop my audience. You're not going to stop these winners that I have. These 50,000 winners that we have in this community. And whoever arrives next. You're not going to stop us. Like, we are the positive men that are driving everything forward. We're the ones with a hint of ambition. Our testosterone levels are up because we've worked on ourselves. We don't sit there crying and whinging in our fucking mother's basement. Just being little bitches about everything because we weren't given the perfect card to deal with in life. That's what life's about, guys. Not everybody's born fucking wealthy and handsome. And some people, like, they'll say, oh yeah, but Chad hasn't got to deal with this shit. Number one. Do you know one thing that girls don't like is guys using immature terms like Chad or cope and stuff like that. Like, it's time to grow up, okay? I might use it to illustrate a point, but I don't talk like that on a daily basis. You know, it's like some of these terms and abbreviations. What are you, 8 years old? For fuck's sake. Grow up, get a fucking life, right? But a lot of this shit, like I said, is just pure laziness. They want to group together with everybody else. They want these other guys to have the same mindset. It's right, bro. Don't do anything because it's pointless. You can never improve no matter what you do. Well, let me revert back to what I said at the start of this video with me and Hamza. I've seen pictures of Hamza years ago that he's posted on his channel. I've obviously seen myself just even a year ago. We didn't look too good. We would both admit that. I imagine Hamza would say the same thing. We look like normal guys, probably below average guys, right? Like I said earlier, 2, 3 out of 10. Like on what I said on a previous video, what I said on an earlier video. Some guy, like most guys, are like a 3 out of 10. That was us. We're like 2, 3 out of 10. Well, now look at us. I'm not saying we're 10 out of 10, but we've improved fucking massively. Hamza's latest body transformation, now that he's lifting heavy weights and he's doing neck exercises, the guy looks fucking jacked. He's coming into his male advantage. He looks fucking fantastic. In the last year, I've made major improvements. You would be, and I've had this on the channel too, which is insane. People say stuff like, I don't see any difference between your before and after picture. It's like, yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Like, you're being absolutely absurd. I'm not even going to entertain it. You're obviously doing it to be a dick because that's your protective mechanism. That's what these guys do. But if you were to take something like wheat waffles, right? I don't know what this guy looks like. I'm not sure. Like, I would assume based on the content he's making and, you know, historically, guys that are in that kind of industry or what you would, he isn't a good looking guy. I would make that assumption. I could be wrong, okay? I would assume things weren't going too well for him. He might be improving, but I would assume, you know, not on the level me and Hamza are, right? If you were to take pictures of him 5 years ago, me and Hamza 5 years ago, we probably all look quite similar. Now, I would, again, another assumption, but I would assume me and Hamza are about 10, 15 levels above that guy. Or anybody else that lives with that kind of black pill negative mindset, okay? Just an assumption. I got nothing against the guy. I've never met him or whatever. I've watched a few podcasts on Hamza's channel with him. He seems very nice, you know, so I don't mean to say that to be a dick, but I'm just illustrating a point. Like, you can say cope all you want, but the guys who are doing the cope, right, the self-improvement shit, they're moving forwards. They're progressive. They're progressing at an accelerated rate. They're getting in better shape. They're getting a better jawline. Their face is looking better. They're getting lean. They're down to 10% body fat. Their money's up. They're able to afford better clothes, nice assets, whatever. And here's the irony. Is these negative guys will then look at people, you know, like me and Hamza in, let's say, 5 years' time and be like, yeah, but they're lucky. They've got great top 1% genetics. Yeah, but they're lucky because they've got money. Yeah, but they're lucky because... And it's like, guys, none of this shit happened by accident. Like, in the short term, oh, you're just coping. Okay, well, 5 years' time, when we've got everything we ever wanted and we're in the perfect position, is that still cope? Oh yeah, you're still just coping. Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Because if I'm driving around in the car I want, living in the house I want, with all the women that I want, with the perfect life, and I'm traveling when I want, and I haven't got a boss on my ass shouting at me, and I look good, and I'm in shape, and I feel healthy and confident about myself, who's the winner at the end of the day? You might be able to go back to your little fucking black pill group on Reddit or something, and have a little discussion and be like, that Chris is a dick, that Hamza's a dick. Oh, they're trying to improve. It's pathetic. It's just cope. Like all the cool kids at school that always end up doing fuck all in their lives anyway, right? You might say that because it's not cool to self-improve, which is something I've tried to do with this industry, turn it more into like men's lifestyle whilst making self-improvement sexy. But at the end of the day, the guys who end up winning, the guys who are on top in like 10 years' time, how do you think they got there? Because it's not Chad who's at school, I'm telling you. It's not a lot of these guys have got a high school fucking mindset. And that's how I know they're young, because they haven't experienced life yet. They haven't been through the shit. They haven't come out the other side and improved and gone, actually, the guys who are now winning are the ones with the high work rate. The guys who are now winning is the ones who don't give up easy. I was not the smartest at school. I did not get the best grades. I was not the best looking guy at school. I didn't have the best body. Was I athletic? Did I have some pros going for me? Yeah, I did, but I wasn't top of the tree in any singular area. I now make more money than everybody I went to school with. I'm now in better shape than everybody I went to school with. I would now say, once my S&P is done, I'm now probably the top 1% in terms of best looking with everybody that I went to school with. And I'm 29. That wasn't the case at like 16, 17, 18, 19. But it all filters out when you work harder than everybody else and you work towards something. You know, and I'll say things like any guy can go for a 1 to a 10, and this really irritates these guys because they're like, not everybody can be good looking. This is the high school mindset. In order to be a top level guy who can have pretty much whatever he wants with the life he wants, it's like 30% looks. These guys are obsessed with face. They're like, body means nothing, money means nothing. You know, you're just compensating with wealth. I can't remember what they call it, like wealth maxing or something. That's a coping mechanism. Getting in the gym, coping mechanism. If you don't have an attractive face, you're done. It's like, guys, get out in the world, right? Go and see people who aren't attractive, who dress well, have made a lot of money, done well for themselves. Not even a lot of money, just done very well. Got great assets. They're mature. They're intelligent. They're nice people to be around. They're very logical. Surrounded by women with a fantastic life. Other guys want to be around them. Like, the whole dynamic changes. Like, success and power, or just maturity and having sorted your shit out, that like takes place of being the best looking guy. So why do I promote getting in shape, make yourself look better, whatever? Because it's an added bonus. It just makes the whole game easier. If you can do it, why not do it? Okay? It just makes so much more logical sense. But this high school mindset's got to go. And the reason these guys that are like I described, somebody, let's say, works in finance, lives in London, has worked his way up, put the hours in, been in the gym every morning, has built a decent life for himself. The reason that women like this individual, or that his life is better and people are gravitated towards this individual, is because he's not sat there being fucking negative all the time. And you remember in the Facebook film, that girl says to Mark Zuckerberg at the start, I want to tell you something. You're going to go through your life thinking that, I think it was people don't like you and women don't want you because you're a nerd or because you blah, blah, blah. You know, she went through all these things and she was like, but the truth is, that's all going to happen because you're a dick or something along those lines. That's what she said, something like that. I want to reiterate that statement to you guys today, okay? A lot of these black pill guys, a lot of these coping guys, whatever, or just, it might not even be black. Because there's some decent guys in that community I've actually spoken to who seem very logical, just hurt from something that's happened. But these negative guys, what they won't understand is, you might go through your whole life going, yeah, women don't want me because I don't look like Chad. Women don't want me because I'm not, you know, top 1% genetics, all this shit, right? Truth be told, women don't like negative men that sit there bitching all day and doing nothing about it. That's the truth, right? You could be ugly. You could have no money when you were born. You know, you could come from a shitty background. You could have some other faults. If you put yourself in a decent position in life, those negatives become positives. Ever since I got in shape, started making a lot more money, do you know how many girls are like, I love your ears are cute. But when I was growing up, it was like, oh, I don't like his big ears or whatever. Like when we were at high school, it was different. Oh, he's got big ears, I don't find him attractive. Whereas like, yeah, my head's grown and my body's grown, whatever, it compensates. A lot of people say they're not big, right? But it'll be something like that where they go, oh, actually, they're really cute. They really suit you. They suit your head. You'd look different without them. You'd look weird. Suddenly it becomes a fucking positive, right? It's really weird. And that only comes from just working on yourself relentlessly. And this is something that these guys don't understand, is that just sitting there all day, just moping, complaining, being negative, being like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter anyway. And then when the girl goes, I don't like him, I don't want him. Oh, see, I told you that would happen. Oh, it's because she wants Chad. No, it's because Chad's probably happy. And rightfully so, he looks good, right? But these guys that have something good going on or something positive, they feel confident about themselves, they're giving off a different vibe. They're happy all the time, they're positive. Something bad happens and they're like, it's okay, we'll deal with it. That's what women want to be around. That's what other people are gravitated to. That's why people join this channel, because the optimism. They watch a video and at the end of it, they're like, my life's going to get fucking better. I've realized years ago, and I've said this to you guys many times before, my channel is just about optimism. That's 90% of it. People watch the videos, they feel passionate, they get that energy boost, and they go, tomorrow morning I'm going to make things change. That's like 90% of what I do. Everything is built around optimism. Things will get better. It's a mindset. The amount of women I've been with where I've reacted positively to something, like we've missed a train and the next one's not for an hour, you know, and the walk is like, or the next one's not for like 30 minutes and the walk is like an hour. but it's like a nice flat walk alongside, and I'm like, hey, it's okay. I'll tell you what, we'll walk here. It'll be nice. We can grab food on the way. It's a nice flat walk. It's a nice day. It'll be really nice, actually. We can talk, whatever. Give us a chance to get to know each other. They'll be like, oh, I love that mindset. That's amazing. Like, I've literally had a woman do that. But I love the positivity. Yeah, that's great. They feed off that shit. If you're like, oh, fucking hell, Mr. Train, it's your fault. You were walking too slow. Of course they're not going to like that. And it's the same with all this negative shit that these guys come out with. Oh, I'm bold, you won't want me anyway. You're probably giving off that vibe. Whereas if you're strutting around like your shit doesn't stink, you're accomplishing stuff in life and it's not bothering you, that's going to have a much more meaningful impact than just sitting there depressed every night and being like, what's the point in going to the gym? I'm bold, it wouldn't matter anyway. Like, of course it's not going to fucking matter. And then they go, see, do you know what I mean? I've been single for like 10 years. Well, yeah. What did you expect to happen? Did you expect to sit at home and things were going to get better? Did you expect to not improve who you were and things were going to get better? You know, if you're broke and you don't do fuck all about it, you're going to stay broke. If you're out of shape and you don't do fuck all about it, you're going to stay out of shape. If you're ugly and you don't do anything about it, probably going to stay ugly, if not get uglier because you're getting older. Right? It drives me insane. It drives me insane. What I call self-improvement, what I call progression, what I call positivity, they call cope. And look, they don't bother me. Because at the end of the day, my life's getting better, theirs isn't. But what I don't want is more men to get that mindset. I don't want that negativity like spill over into my audience or other guys who haven't found this channel yet, who are finding that those types of communities first and being like, yeah, I agree with you, you resonate with me. And this is one of the big dangers, okay, guys? I'm going to reset the camera actually because it's going to go off. Okay, so as I said, this is one of the biggest dangers. Is you think these guys are your friends, and this is the problem. Is they're not your real fucking friends. Like anybody who's in a negative community, and when you say to them, there's nothing you can do anyway, and they go, yeah, it's true, all women are bitches. You know, if you're short, bold, this, whatever, you're never going to get a girl. If you're ugly, you're never going to get a girl. It's over for you, bro. And they're like, yeah, I agree with you, bro. Yeah, you're correct. That's a great opinion. Me and you are similar. We should be friends. Really? I wouldn't want to be friends with a cunt like that any day of the week. Why would you? Guys like that are losers. Get them out of my life. Get them out of my life. They're scumbag losers. I don't need that level of negativity. I don't need somebody telling me I'm not good enough, I can't do this, etc. You think they're your friends because they agree with you. Somebody agreeing with you is usually not a good sign. It's usually a weak mindset, okay? It's not good. You don't want people who are agreeable. You want people who hold you self-accountable, who question you. Like, there's a lot of guys who will watch this video now and they'll be like, this guy's a prick, this guy's a whatever. But truth be told, you'll be back in 5 years because I'm seeing this already. I'm seeing people who called me a dick come back 2 years later or a year later and be like, do you know what, buddy? You were right. I apologize for what I said a year ago. You're actually bang on. I see the improvement you've made. I've done fuck all with my life. I'm going to start following what you're saying because that other shit hasn't helped me. And they will be back in 5 years' time because they will realize that I wasn't telling them what they wanted to hear, but I was telling them what they needed to know. I've said this multiple times. I'm not trying to be anybody's friend with this channel. I'm just trying to save men because I think men are fucked. I think there's a lot of toxic shit in the world right now. I think feminism, although it's got its strengths, is destroying masculinity. Like it can't... Some reason feminism can't just exist as a singular entity that's trying to help women. It has to help women and destroy men at the same time, and it's crossing over into our kind of industry. I made that post about Gymshark the other day. It's like something that was inherently masculine is being destroyed, and now we've got all these men grouping together being negative about shit, giving a toxic spin on shit, and then before I can get to these guys, these young guys I'm saying, who are like a new recruit to that group, if you would, they're like getting this confirmation bias in their head that all women are bitches, no one will ever love them because they're bold or they're short, things will never improve. Yet there's millions of examples of guys out there who are killing it in life, who have one or the other or both, or they're ugly, they're bold and they're short, but they're killing it in life. They've got a fantastic girl on their arm. And it's just like, you know, it's just I just can't deal with any of that shit. I've got to address it to some extent. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. It just, like, my life's still going well. I know what works. But that mindset needs to change because those people aren't your friends. Anybody who's dragging you down in that sense isn't your friends. You need to get them out of your life immediately. And yeah, positivity, it isn't cool. Yeah, self-improvement, it isn't cool. I get that. I said that years ago. When I had MSI college in the early days, I would have something like 250,000 monthly visitors unique monthly visitors on my website, but very few subscribers on my Instagram. Even though I tell people, you know, go and subscribe and whatever. Or on YouTube, I'd have like 600,000-700,000 views on some James Bond videos, but I only had like 5, 6, 7, 8,000 subscribers. It's because it wasn't cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've made it a lot cooler now. I've made it a lot more masculine. If you said you're following this channel, people are like, actually, I watched a few of the videos. They're actually pretty sick. But back in the day, it was like, I don't want to follow this. I don't want people to know I'm following it, but I'm going to watch the content anyway. You know, that's kind of how it was. And I see that creeping back in with this black pill and coke kind of mentality. It's like, it's cool to be the negative one. It's cool to say the negative thing. Well, I'll tell you what's not cool is being some fat old virgin who has got no money in the bank, who's negative as fuck, who's got depression and is suicidal. What's good about that? He needs to cope. Like, he needs to cope with that scenario. That's where cope for me would kick in. How are you coping with being a big fat loser? How are you coping with doing fuck all with your life and being negative? How are you coping with, you know, nothing going well, having no money and these suicidal thoughts? Because I've been there. When shit wasn't going well and I was negative all the time and I wanted to commit suicide and I went up to the top of a few tall buildings. And then I realized, no, hang on. I'm only negative and depressed because shit isn't going well. Okay, well, what do I need to do? Well, you need to grow up, number one. Number two, you need to hold yourself self-accountable. And number three, you actually need to take responsibility for a lot of this shit. And that's what a lot of these guys aren't doing. Oh, I'm broke because of him. You know, I'm out of shape because of my genetics. I'm ugly because life isn't fair and it's God's fault. And like, stop blaming other fucking people. Right? You look back at me a year ago and look at me now. Completely different human being. Okay? With a completely different situation in all areas of life. That came from a relentless work rate. When people were saying the opposite, when everybody was out getting drunk, everybody was partying, everyone's sleeping with girls, whatever, I was like, let's get back to the drawing boards. Let's put that work in. Let's set something up for the future. Because I wasn't coping. I was moving forward. I was progressing step by step. But if you're going to sit there and you're not going to address the problem, which is you are the main problem here, then you're fucked. Life's not going to move forwards. You're not going to go anywhere. And you're going to find yourself sucking back into those negative groups to find like-minded people to make yourself feel better. Because you know deep down in reality, you're the problem. You know how to fix it. Just being too fucking lazy and stupid to actually do anything about it. The results are there, guys. I'm an example of it. Hamza's an example of it. People like The Rock, Will Smith, whatever. Like, look how great their lives have become. Look how great their lives are that they've built. You know, you can go top level. You can go me and Hamza. You can probably find somebody on a micro level in your community who's done something very, very small with their life, but their life has gone and improved off the back of that. There's examples everywhere. If you can't see them, it's you. You're searching for the negative. You're seeking out the shit. You're going up to a girl and you're expecting her to say no. And if you haven't improved yourself, well, of course you will. You know, you can't just expect shit. There's this massive... I remember there was an incel mindset that I was like... I remember I looked into it years ago, like into the incel community. And they almost had a mindset of like, sex is a God-given right to men. Women should just sleep with us because we're men. It doesn't work like that. The reason the planet is the way it is, the reason society is ran by men and men do sit at the top, is because we're kind of forced to improve in order to get women. It's pretty much the low and behold of it. If you actually look into it, a woman can be hot and broke. She can do nothing with her life, be unemployed. She can still get married to a billionaire. Okay, and she can do nothing. She can be dumb as hell. She can still marry, like, probably a millionaire at worst, right? As a man, if you don't go out and improve and do something and push forward, which I agree isn't fair, but it's kind of fun at the same time because it does... I would rather be rewarded for sweat equity than be rewarded just because I was hot. And that's women, right? Women are rewarded because they're hot. In high school, men might be the same. You're rewarded because you're hot. In the real world, where real men exist, beyond the age of like 21, especially beyond the age of 25, that's when real life kicks in. And men are rewarded for sweat equity, for hard work, for grit, for determination, for creativity, for their... you know, desire to move forward, their desire to help other people, their positivity, their energy, the vibe they're giving off, their accomplishments. You get rewarded for all of this shit. And it means 10 times more than that guy's handsome. He's lucky. Yeah, look, everybody wants to be fucking handsome. You can make yourself look better, like I said, but that's not the game, is it, guys? I'd rather be ugly, in shape, and rich. You know, you can control looks, okay, with orthotropics, submentals. I've proven that this year. But I'm saying, even if you couldn't, you can control being in shape massively, and you can control, you know, you can do that quickly, and you can control your wealth fairly quickly, you know. So I would rather be rich, in shape, or at least wealthy, in shape, and ugly, than being the best looking guy who's broke and just doesn't really take care of his body. He just kind of relies on his genetics to bomb him through life. That guy's just got a negative mindset. He's not really like pushing forward on all fronts. There's no way you can feel good about himself. Like, that's how depression and shit creeps in. You need momentum, you need progression, you need to always be pushing forwards. Where is your addiction to that? You might not have it in you, okay? I'm a high testosterone guy, I'm ambitious, I believe I'm a king, okay? I'm making a video on this soon, like becoming comfortable with that king mindset, that king position in life. The ability to be at the top, to rule over other men, to be an idol for them, to be, you know, that shining light. The guy that all women want to be with, you know. Yeah, I'm comfortable in that position. That's where I'm trying to get to. I'm happy with that. My mindset's comfortable there. I believe I belong there. If you don't, you need to change that. Because all men have that level of greatness in them. You just need to find it within you. And if there's other people dragging you down and they're telling you, why are you hitting the gym, bro? That's coping. You're just coping with the fact that, shut the fuck up. Because if I go to the gym for 5 years and you don't, you can say cope. You can say all this fucking little childish terminology that you want. But I guarantee in 5 years' time, my life will be better than it is today and 100 times better than yours is. And that's the end of it. There's nothing you can say off the back of that. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement, Male Advantage ebook, or my personal workout and diet plan, all links are in the bio.